people, I am Jaby KOAY. Joining me is Achara, KIRK, and Cortney WRIGHT.
Hello. Hello.
We watched Split last night, M. Night Shyamalan's latest endeavor, latest movie, latest thriller thing, scary film, yeah, kind of. This is gonna be a non-spoiler until I say otherwise. But there is a minute spoiler. If you're just looking to find out whether or not you should watch this, I would say yes, watch it. However, this is a tiny, tiny spoiler, but I think you need to hear it in order to appreciate the movie fully. In the trailer, it says 23 personalities, which is true, but you don't see all 23. You only see like 8.
Yeah, that's a huge...
I think you need to know that.
Huge discrepancy.
I think you need to know that going into it, because otherwise you get disappointed watching it. You're like, what? Why don't I? So I think you'll appreciate it more knowing that you're only going to see 8 personalities in total through the course of the film.
Is it 7 or 8? I don't know.
I only saw 4 to be honest, but y'all said 8, so I'm going.
I don't know. We're just throwing an arbitrary number.
Okay, so anyway, let's get into it. So this will be the non-spoiler part. Let's talk about what we liked, what we didn't like, as ambiguously as we can. Just to give you guys some background on the film, if you don't know anything about it already, basically you're dealing with a head case, a guy who has split personality disorder, otherwise known as DID.
Dissociative identity disorder.
Right away they show you in the trailer that the main character, Kevin, kidnaps 3 young women, and we don't know why he's kidnapped them, but they discover right away that he's got this split personality disorder. They interact with the different personalities through the course of the film. And that's as much as they really show you in the trailer. They try to break out. We don't know what happens. We don't know who escapes. That's as much as shown. One big takeaway from here is, even though they don't show you all 23 personalities, the personalities that they do show you, that James McAvoy employs, is really good. Like they feel very distinguished from each other.
He did a fantastic job.
Yeah, just his behavior with the nuances of each person felt very different. Just from an acting standpoint, I can really appreciate that. Like his performance was really good.
For no other reason alone, go and see that film just to see him work and play. He thoroughly enjoyed and embodied every single character that he was given.
It's a challenge. I know when I approach a character, I get very detailed in my work, and I could tell that he had really taken that time with each and every character that he portrayed on screen. You could see that inner life just behind his eyes and in the mannerisms that were very specific to each character.
And each character had a different life and different story, things that, that they had going on. Even when there were times when the characters were supposed to kind of mislead other people, it was so distinct.
I haven't determined how I feel about the actresses' performances. My initial impression was that they were really good, but thinking about like how people with trauma behave, each character embodied some subtle sense of trauma. Going back to James McAvoy's performance, you can see the trauma that he experienced. Whatever he experienced, it's not really clear, or I'm not making it clear deliberately, but you can see the trauma in him, and it's very subtly played. It's not like in your face. Whereas with the main girl, I don't know her, I can't remember her name. The character's name. Casey. I've never met anyone like that who's that awkward, where they're silent like that and just say random things.
I've worked with kids, and I've worked with teenagers specifically. Okay. They are, at times, there are kids that are that incredibly awkward and quiet, but especially one who has experienced something in their past that has either happened in the past or currently still happening to them. They kind of adopt a sense of survival mode.
Okay.
And so they do what you need to do in order to get by.
Right.
So I thought that her performance was solid.
Okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure how to feel about it, only because I haven't encountered it myself.
These girls, specifically teenage girls that are kind of like angst-ridden and in their own life. Yeah. That girl.
She felt real to you.
Yeah, she felt real to me.
Okay. For me, the jury was still out, but I guess Cortney is the jury.
Well, I mean,
the verdict is in.
Just... Well, everybody is open to their interpretation.
No, of course.
You know what I mean? Like, if she didn't for you, that's an important point to note. I mean, did she rate for you?
Well,
she had her moments for me, certainly. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I didn't finish. You kept cutting me off, and then you went and asked her a question. I'm like, wait, hold on now.
Okay, well, you finish then. Go
That's
ahead.
it. I mean, she had a lot of good moments throughout the film. I just wasn't sure as a whole how I felt about it until you gave me, some kind of affirmation that there are people like that. Yeah. Legitimately, like I just personally haven't encountered them, and I've encountered a lot of people in my time. Go ahead.
No, the only thing I was gonna say was, that very first scene, the very first shot where we see her, she's just looking out into space, and I was kind of like trying to decide whether or not I believed that she was thinking about something, or whether it was just director going, look out into space and try to look like you're having thoughts.
Right.
That was one moment where I was like, I'm not sure.
The fact that it was drawing attention to itself for you is, I mean, I felt the same way.
I actually felt the same way too, because it was a lot to start with.
It felt staged. Overall, they were very good performances. Even though I'm not a huge fan of his films, you can see in this that like he does have a good understanding of where to put the camera, of how to tell the story that he wants to tell. I don't always agree with his choices. In this film, there was a number of choices I didn't agree with, but I still have to give it to him that he knows how to tell a story and he knows how to create tension, because there were definitely moments that were very unsettling and uncomfortable. He was exploring a subject matter in the film that, and I won't tell you what, but he was exploring a subject matter in the film that's not very often touched upon and is uncomfortable to discuss. And to see it in the film, even in the setting, it was like, okay, it's cool that he was exploring this because it creates conversation, and it's a conversation that we should be having more. I appreciate the film on a technical level. I appreciate what it was talking about. I appreciate what it's going for, and I appreciate the performances in the film. Anyway, that concludes the non-spoiler version of this review. Please stay tuned for the spoiler version of this review. I just want to say a quick thank you to Pooja Guha for contributing on Patreon. Thank you so much, Pooja. Your name is the same name as someone who helps me out a lot, and so I think highly of you because of that, and because you're on Patreon, being a Patreoning person to me. Really appreciate you.